you read the title of the video. I guess that's all you need to know about this. You can start anywhere, really. You could pop this pin out first. Let's just do the way I like doing it, which is this. See this button right here? See this? Push it in. Pop the dust cover off. A sound dampener on it, which makes it a bit tougher. Push this thing like all the way forward, and you see the little slots for this. That popped out, by the way. See this? You see how there's like a little like thingamabob right here, and then it just ends right there. Yeah. Huh? Pop the pin out right here. You see there's a little pin, a little tiny pin. All right. I'm not sure which direction to go in, actually. I'm an idiot. Yeah, there we go. Backwards. You gotta remember which direction is it weird for your hand to do it in. Because most people, they're right-handed, which means this. Like if they're gonna do a circle thing like this, like you know, like how they like stir tea, like this. Well, that's the way screws tighten. So like this. Your left hand, the one that's natural, like what your left hand naturally does. That's the way to untighten it. Counterclockwise. So it's clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to untighten. You can tell because counterclockwise has more letters in it. So it'd be like that one goes last because the first one is simpler. So you take these pins out, right? You need a hex screwdriver with you. See? And again, there's one screw here, one screw here. You know, pull this thing off a little bit. Just try to get the. You see how I actually made a mistake. The first thing you're supposed to do is do this. Like you're supposed to unplug the battery, and basically you pull this thing out and it exposes the Tamiya connectors, and you disconnect them. Right. All right. Okay, see this? Just take the mag out as well, but I like to keep it in at the end so I can keep the front end connected to the rear end. Then you unscrew the hop up. This is very important because this thing won't come off unless the hop up is unscrewed. Uno segundo. Segundo. Yeah, I gotta sound like a foreigner when I say that. Foreigner to Brazil. So yeah, you just unscrew it off of there, and then you're stuck with this, which this isn't the way you're supposed to do it. There's a little cap that pops off of here, and then there's a screw which is on top of this weird mesh ring thing that goes on it. So you take the cap off, which is pretty easy, just pop it right off, and you take the mesh off, and you take the screw out of there, which you do with a little screwdriver. Pop this, you know, that, and then you unscrew the grip. If you have a screw that is too long, as in like if you lost the original screw, the things that are on the earphones, like the little you know, the little rubber part of it, you stick it right on there, and it applies quite a bit of pressure to it. So there's that. Then here you go. You just like so. And also, I'm stupid. I didn't tell you this. See these bits right here? Put your finger right here. Hold it. Then take it out, wiggle it out. This, and then these things. This to me it gets caught on here. So there we go. And that's how you get to the gearbox. See these? So that should be. So 2C gearbox. This is what they put in the CMO 48s, and this is the CMO 48. This is actually a CM522 gearbox I stuck in there. Works the same way. This is the gearbox, but the gun costs $58 minimum. Maximum it's like 65, 69. It's like 70. It's been under 70. Yeah. Now, if you want to know how to assemble it, let me show you how, because that's also something that you need to learn how to do. So while you're holding onto this, like while you're holding onto this, whatchamacallit right here, this stuff, you stick it in there like this, right? And basically, I also have to make sure about like this right here. See how the wires right here coming from the contacts? You have to push it in front of the round part of the gearbox, like it's got the round part for the cylinder and the cylinder head. Push it forward and make this thing go over the top, and then like over the back like this. It's not, you don't need to mold it or anything. You just stick it in place, it'll mold itself. And basically, it's not really tricky. It's just awkward. And also the contact came off. You have to make sure these contacts are on. See? Black in the front, red in the back. Think of it as a reverse Jim Crow bus. But if we hated Indians, I couldn't hear myself over the sound of that. So, back like that. See, it comes out. And, while holding the whatchamacallit, you push it down into place, and there's a little slot right here for the wires to come up like this, and you have to get it in that slot. I'm not really looking because I know where it's at, but it should be in there. Actually, I think I gotta look at it. I need to look at it, definitely. Okay, it's in right there. And to keep it in, your number one priority is to line this thing up and get this whatchamacallit in here. And how you do that is, you see how there's a little notch right here? There's a little tiny itty bitty notch right there. Oopsies. There's a little notch right there, and basically this notch goes up. So I left my gun on full auto. And you just fit it right in there, and you have to get it. You have to do this, or else you can't change, how you shoot the gun. Like no semi, no full. It's either going to be semi or full. Oop, I fucked up the wires a little bit right in the back here. I can feel it getting caught on something. Alright. Also, if you disassemble random AKs, you'll have to do like a weird fitting thing, where you determine like the length of this thing and stuff. There you go, it's in. Or should be. It's not in. Alright. So like that. And then you stick this thing over it. And then you stick the mesh thing over it, because there's a mesh, but I don't use that. And then you stick a screw over the mesh. Here's what I do. I just do that. This is my cool AK. I love a tough magazine, whatchamacallit, not magazine, a tough fire selector. So this, now what you do is you stick it on outside of the whatchamacallit, and then it'll just go in like that. I don't know, there's a way to get it in there. You can just do it. It's not really that hard. Don't solder these. It's silly. You don't need to have them soldered, because if you want to take apart like a gearbox better, it's pretty useful. The ability to detach these. Okay. There you go. It's in place. As you can see. And you stick the grip on like this, and then there's a way like wiggle it in, but you have to push it in a little bit. That's like a weird angle, and you'll figure it out. Basically, you have to get this thing lined up perfectly, that's like the objective. You stick this thing in, screw it in. There you go. I should get the light on. So, once you're done with that, this thing just straight up shouldn't wobble at all. Like no wobble whatsoever. This should have a bit of leeway. Like see, there's no wobble at all, right? And you should have a bit of leeway right here. You can see how the this rear thing is moving. We should be doing that, and you should be able to push this thing back and forth like that. Then you stick a stock on, which connect the Tamiya. Square one in the square hole. You're not stupid. Circular one in the circular hole. I'd recommend you screw it in. Short. It doesn't really matter which screw you use, since they're different lengths. It doesn't really matter if you use a short one at the top or a long one at the bottom. You'll get them out anyways. And if you want to screw it in fast, or like unscrew it fast, you stick the short end on there, and you have the long end sticking off, and it should be like this. Yeah. Scratched up. Completely scratched up. And no wonder I wasn't getting 200 feet of range. I wasn't getting 250 feet of range, it was just 200. Because it kept on fucking out my hop up. It kind of counteracted the R hop. I'm gonna shoot this thing for a second. Just a bit. See if I can do it. That's me. So I gotta reset the nozzle. This nozzle is weird for me. It's just weird. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at this malfunction. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. This thing should be fully extended. Or should it? I don't know. Don't care. I'll just look at it myself. I'm gonna shoot this thing when I'm done. This thing's fucked. I gotta fix it. Would make life interesting. So basically what you do is you stick the barrel, the outer barrel over the inner barrel like this. There's a hole here. Fuck. There you go. Stick it over this, You obviously have to have this thing down here like this, over the thing. Then you slide it over, and you have to make sure that, you know, it's on there right. Stick the pin in. There's a proper method of doing it, which is just like that. I'm missing a piece. Shit balls. I'm missing something. Yeah, there's a little whatchamacallit in here, a little piece of metal. Don't let that thing fall out. Not good. You know what the drill is. That's right over it. I mean, you're supposed to screw in the hop up, but I just didn't want to. You don't really need to. Things like already perfectly in place. It's whatever. I'll do it just to save these screws because there's some useful screws. Because some AKs need the hop up screwed in. So. And also your first takedown, it's going to be really tough if it's a VFC design because you need a mallet to get the front thing off. So you just flip the leaf side up, and you should be good. Stripped it. Not really. Just a little bit, actually. Right. There you go. Disassembled, reassembled. Cigars is airsoft. That's what it is. This is the sport. Learning how to fix your gun and then fixing it when it breaks. Because you didn't listen to me when I said, bye, see my AK. Mine doesn't break ever. My guns never break. That's just, I actually took this thing apart. I was just shitty at teching it at the time that I did that. But I'm not shitty at teching. I'm good.